Scotland.
Messages from the heart. That's nightly news for this Monday. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'm Lester Holt. Please take care of yourself and each other. Good night.
Need vital information. Connect with NBC Bay Area.
Happening right now, a hike in the South Bay takes a dangerous turn. A tree falls on 3 women, sending them to the hospital. Our Marianne Favreau is working on the story right now to find out if the drought led to the scare. Good afternoon. I'm Audrey Assistio. Welcome to NBC Bay Area News at 4:30. Our team here inside the newsroom has been tracking stories all day long. We have reporters, photographers out in the field gathering the latest news for us. A lot is going on right now, but I want to go ahead and start by showing you what a lot of us are looking forward to. I'm talking, of course, about the Emmys. The red carpet is buzzing in LA right now. Hollywood is honoring TV's best, and we're going to be taking you out there live for all of the action. Also, have you seen these guys before? We're talking about robots making coffee. Not exactly a surprising thing to see in the Bay Area, but it's what that robot is asking for after it gives you your coffee. That has a lot of people talking today. And can you spot them? I'm talking about shopping carts. So I see one right there. Where did all the shopping carts go? Our Sergio Quintana is searching for answers at a Safeway in San Francisco that only has 5 carts left. All right, but let's go ahead and start this afternoon with a disturbing case we've been keeping a close eye on. A woman is beheaded allegedly by her estranged boyfriend. That man was in court today facing a judge for the very first time. Our Robert Honda joins us now. Robert, you've been working on this case for the past 5 days now. What happened in court today?
Well, Audrey, Jose Solano Landeta was supposed to be charged with murder today, but that all came to kind of a screeching halt when his attorney said that his client was not capable of assisting in his own defense, which is a way of saying that he's not competent to stand trial. So tomorrow morning, 2 doctors will be assigned to conduct a mental health evaluation, and after about 8 weeks, if it's deemed that he is capable, then the arraignment will continue. If not, then the proceedings will go on, keeping his mental health state in mind.
Robert, I know that Karina's father was actually in court today. Were you able to speak with him at all?
I was able to speak to him briefly. The whole courtroom experience seemed to be pretty traumatic for him. I talked to him when I first arrived at Martin Castro Jr., and he said that he was okay, but then afterwards he was visibly shaking along with his family members as they were leaving. I asked him if he'd be willing to say something, and he said, I just can't. I can't do it right now. So, of course, we let him walk on. However, I was told by the district attorney's office that he did approach the prosecutor afterwards and asked if the defendant was mentally incompetent to stand trial, would that mean he would be released? And the prosecutor reassured him, no, that would not be the case.
Yeah, such a hard time for the family right now, Robert. I'm wondering, I think this is the most important question. Yeah. How are her kids doing?
Well, I don't really know. I know that they're under the supervision of Child Protective Services. Right now, the family tells me that they're going through the steps necessary to get custody of the children. One is 1-year-old, one is a 7-year-old, and they're trying to see if they can gain custody both short-term and long-term. And just to clarify for people who may not know, family and friends tell us that Jose Solano Landeta is the father of the 1-year-old, but is not the father of the 7-year-old. So those could be factors in what could hold up or delay the process.
Okay, Robert Honda staying on top of this for us. Thanks so much. From San Carlos to San Francisco now, we sent our Valina Jones to a press conference today where lawyers announced a new lawsuit against San Francisco police. The lawyers say the police violated the civil rights of their client. The woman gave her DNA sample to sex crime investigators 6 years ago when she was a victim of a sexual assault. But last year, police used that DNA sample in a rape crimes database to link her with a separate theft. That charge was eventually dropped, but the incident revealed a longtime practice of placing rape victims' DNA samples into a permanent database and sometimes searching those when looking for suspects in other crimes. Our Valina Jones has been working on this story all day long. She's also been tweeting about it. We'll hear from the victim herself tonight at 11. And just after the morning editorial meeting today, we got word that a tree had fallen on some hikers. We did send Marianne Favreau out to a park in San Jose to check this out. Our Sky Ranger, as you see here, flew overhead, was able to capture that video. Marianne has been busy gathering all this information for us. She's here right now with us live. Marianne, what are you learning at this moment?
Well, we are learning that these women, 3 female hikers that were up here about 2 miles off of this trail, they're all going to be okay. They were taken by ambulance to Santa Clara Valley Medical Center with both minor and moderate injuries. And this all happened this morning. They actually had to use the pinging from their cell phones to locate the women and get them to safety.
It's great to hear that they're going to be okay. You know, Marianne, this is an area where a lot of people hike. So do we know what exactly happened?
You're right. This is the most popular county park hiking trail in the area. And a park ranger told me that this morning they were up again about 2 miles off of this trail, Mine Hill Trail, and all of a sudden an old oak tree fell down and actually hit all 3 of the women.
Marianne, we are seeing, I believe this is a tweet that you put there. I see a lot of trees behind you. Do we know what caused that tree to fall?
Well, we do know that it was a mature oak tree that fell, and what they did is the county sent up biologists here to investigate the tree to determine whether it was drought related, perhaps related to insects or some other cause. They're still looking into that, so they haven't yet determined what caused that tree to fail. But I can tell you that every year the county comes out here and inspects trees along the trail to make sure that they're not susceptible to falling.
All right, Marianne Favreau in San Jose for us. Thanks so much. We're going to go ahead and take you indoors now. Have you ever gone to a grocery store and just can't find a shopping cart? I feel like that's been the situation for me lately here. Well, it turns out it is a big problem at a Safeway in San Francisco. So one of our producers actually spotted this story on Reddit. There's a store that only has 5 shopping carts left. So when we heard about that, we had to send our Sergio Quintana to check it out. All right, Sergio, what is going on there? 5 carts left.
Yeah, we counted about 5 or 6 in the store itself. Every once in a while, one will be left outside. I want to show you this. Here's the situation outside. Look, these are 2 of the chutes where people can park those shopping carts once they're done with them. Clearly, they are empty. This is a place that also has a parking lot that's up on the roof. I want to show you some video that we shot just a little while ago as well. As you can see in that video, there are also a few of those shopping cart chutes up on the roof, and you can see that they are also empty. We did see a few customers pushing around 1 or 2 of the carts here and there and loading up their groceries in their cars. One woman I talked with said this is very recent. Usually this Safeway has plenty of carts available, Audrey.
Yeah, so very recent. You know, when I can't find a shopping cart, I get so frustrated because I can't carry everything I'm trying to buy. I'm guessing maybe shoppers out there frustrated as well. What are they telling you?
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously an inconvenience, but I don't want to overstate this. Listen, we're in the Sunset District. A lot of the people that we've been seeing and coming to shop here at this store, looks like they live relatively close. They are actually bringing their own little carts. They are coming in, doing their shopping, and walking off. I did talk with one guy. His name is Jim. He says he comes to this store every week and does his shopping for he and his wife. He says today, unfortunately, didn't really go according to plan.
I always park on the roof. There's usually a stack. I could see, you know, a dozen usually, right? Yeah. None today, so I'm about to ask one of the checkers and see what's going on.
That's what we're trying to figure out. What is going on? Is this the only Safeway with that problem, Sergio?
Well, there is a problem that we've heard about prior. Now, before we get to that, I will tell you that I also talked with an employee who basically said that he thinks that they are being stolen. I talked with an assistant manager here who immediately sent me to corporate communications. I've tried to get a hold of them. I have not gotten a response just yet. We also called the police department. I actually emailed the police department, and we got a response. They tell us that they have not yet got any reports of any stolen carts from this store. store. But as you mentioned, this is not the first time in San Francisco, at a store in San Francisco, that customers have had to deal with shopping carts that are missing. Earlier last year, actually about mid-year last year, over at the store on Church Street and Market, shoppers there were also noticing that there was a shortage of shopping carts. Let's go ahead and show you some video. Customers at that Safeway store on Market and Church Street, the company confirmed that the carts had been stolen from there. And then when the Safeway outlet got new carts, they had large poles installed on them to deter people from taking them outside of the store. And so customers who do have quite a few bags that need to be taken out to their cars, well, they have to ask employees to help them take them out to their vehicle, or they have to make multiple trips out to their cars to take all their groceries out to their vehicle.
Multiple
Audrey?
trips. Yikes. All right, Sergio, thank you so much. Appreciate it. In just about 20 minutes, the Emmy Awards, the best of TV and streaming, and you can watch it right here on NBC Bay Area. We're going to be chatting live with Gina Kim. She is in LA, where all the celebs are showing up right now. Meanwhile, back up north, take a look at this dash cam video. A deputy drove through heavy smoke and flames at that fire near Tahoe. We'll have more on the rescue mission and check on the crews to see how they're doing on the front lines. And Rob, you were just showing me some drastic images of the snow, or lack thereof, on Mount Shasta. What's going on?
Yeah, it's a pretty stunning sight now. This is the second summer in a row where the snow atop Mount Shasta has gone away. That was the webcam view a bit earlier this afternoon. You can see some clouds out there. But what's missing is a lot of snow for the second September in a row. Now, that recent heat wave we saw last week took more than half a foot of ice off Whitney Glacier. And in the last 20 years, due to climate change, we've seen 50% of that glacier ice in Mount Shasta go away. Now, we've seen this pattern happen before, the Sierra snowpack going back to 2012. 60% of the time you had an average snowpack, but in the last 10 years, only 2 in those 10 years have we seen an average Sierra snowpack. This as drought becomes more intense and more frequent. As drastic as that view is across Mount Shasta, this could be something we see more of moving forward into the future due to climate change.
Also, we just got new information a couple hours ago that may impact you depending on where you live. I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to our managing editor, Keith, now. He is always slammed getting all the latest information for us here in the newsroom and for our crews out in the field as well. Keith, I understand there are some changes in Santa Clara County when it comes to the COVID rules.
So you're absolutely right. This is going to affect 4 areas, basically: healthcare, long-term care facilities, jails, and homeless shelters. And it's going to change some of the basic rules as it relates to who has to get vaccinated and whether you have to get tested. The biggest question most people are going to ask when they see this is, does it change anything for the masks? Nope, you still need to wear a mask when you go to your doctor's office or your hospital.
All right, very important information there, Keith, and we are staying on top of this, getting all of the details for you. You can get the latest information on our website, NBCBayArea.com. We're back in 2 minutes. Welcome back. All right, I have my favorite TV shows. Do you have yours? And are they going to win? Well, we're going to find out very soon here. The Emmy Awards is just minutes away, and we have Gina Kim live in LA. So a fun fact about Gina and I, we worked together back in South Korea for the Winter Olympics several years back. I only ever saw her in winter clothing. And look at you, Gina. You look beautiful out there. How's it going?
Oh my goodness, and it's the exact opposite, Audrey. Remember how freezing we were in Pyeongchang, and now we're in like this heat wave in Southern California. I'm surprised my makeup has not completely fallen to the ground, but yes, it is television's biggest night. We're in downtown Los Angeles. The show's about to get underway just minutes from now, and the red carpet is waning. We did have a huge crush of celebrities, the cast of Squid Game, Law & Order SVU, I mean, Dope Sick, all the big stars nominated with all the big shows are making their way into the Microsoft Theater as we speak. Heading into tonight, the one to beat is HBO's Succession. That leads with 25 nominations, including practically for its entire cast. In second place is Apple TV Plus's Ted Lasso. That is nominated for Best Comedy Series, so Succession drama, Ted Lasso comedy. And then leading in the serial or occasional series is The White Lotus. That also has 20 nominations. And the acting field, whoo, I don't even know if we want to get into that because that is a super tight race. What we have, Audrey, is just this golden age of television ushered in by all of these streaming services that are now entering the TV space, or have been for the past few years. And so the Emmy has a very tough job trying to whittle all of that down to the best of.
I'm really impressed. I actually watched all of the shows you just mentioned. So, you know, it's been a while since everyone has been in one place for the Emmys.
Wow.
Right? I'm a little proud of myself. So, you know, it's been a while, as I mentioned, since everyone has been in one place. How's it feeling out there? What's the buzz?
You know, that's very interesting. Patricia Arquette was talking about that. I was talking to her just a few minutes ago, and she was just like, wow, it kind of feels normal again. The last time we had a normal, per se, Emmy show was, you know, 2019. Essentially, 2020 was virtual, and then last year was severely tamped down. And so now we have an open red carpet, not too many people needing to be in masks. And the resounding thing that I'm hearing from everybody out here is, God, we're so glad we survived the last 2 years. It's just been very painful for the industry with the number of COVID tests that they've had to take just to keep the show going. And they're saying they're hoping that today is a milestone that takes us into another era.
Sure. And what a night to celebrate everything we've overcome. All right, Gina Kim, thank you so much for joining us out of LA. Appreciate it. And I see a lot of you are already posting your predictions on social media. Who is winning tonight? Which shows are your favorite? We want to know. Make sure to tag me, tag us, NBC Bay Area on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Let's go ahead and catch up now on the massive wildfire burning near Lake Tahoe. Look at this. It's called the Mosquito Fire, and it is still growing. Fires burning west of Lake Tahoe in Placer and El Dorado counties. It broke out last Tuesday, you might remember, and so far it's burned more than 46,000 acres, burned some homes, but thousands more are threatened, and CAL FIRE says it is expected to spread to the north and east. We do know evacuation orders are in place right now. This dash cam video shows a sheriff's deputy evacuating an elderly couple who got stuck inside the fire lines. Fortunately, they were able to get out safely. That fire is now 10% contained. Rob, I know you've been keeping track of everything. My goodness. I guess, you know, I want to kind of look at the positive for a bit, because this week for us is looking really good after that heat wave we had to deal with last week.
Yeah, and another problem you saw in that video was the unhealthy to hazardous air quality across Lake Tahoe. And you've been seeing a little bit of that around the Bay Area too. So some good news is that breeze picks up. Air quality should start to improve right there across the Tahoe Basin. You can see how the wind will push more of that smoke off to the east, and it's something we should see here too around the Bay Area. As you see, the onshore wind picks up and more of that wildfire smoke does start to move on out. One thing that we are watching, though, still a little bit of tropical moisture there from Tropical Storm K. It's powering up a few isolated showers around the Bay Area. If you don't like all that humidity, here's the story as we move forward. It's going to get out of here by tomorrow. Look at that. It heads off to the east, so the ocean air conditioning fires up. We begin to cool things off. So unlike last week, where valleys hit 100 to 115 degrees, we're just going to be 30 to 40 degrees cooler tomorrow, all the way through probably about Thursday and Friday. Inland temperatures in the 70s to near 80 degrees inland, 68 in San Francisco, 71 in Oakland, and low 70s into San Jose. Quick check of the 7-day forecast shows mild temperatures below average for valley temperatures through the end of the week with better air quality. Then stay tuned for the weekend. More showers and a little bit of cooling moving forward towards Sunday. Audrey?
Hey, that looks fantastic, Rob. Thanks so much. It was a brutal murder that made national headlines. You might remember an 8-year-old girl from Hayward was found dead inside a home in Central Valley. Well, right now, the man accused of abusing and murdering Sophia Mason is in jail. The arrest was announced this weekend, and police say not only did they arrest Dante Jackson, but they also arrested 3 women accused of helping him avoid police over the past 6 months. Ian Cole has been working on this story. He does have the latest details, as Sophia's family is also taking legal action.
A day in court after a 6-month-long manhunt. Deontay Jackson faced a judge for the first time today in Merced, charged with child abuse and the murder of 8-year-old Sophia Mason from Hayward. Her mother, Samantha Johnson, arrested in March, is also charged in the case. Sophia's aunt was worried Jackson would never be caught.
I just was relieved and just thanking God. And, you know, it really helped me to have confidence in the team that worked so hard to catch him.
Sophia lived with her grandma for much of her life until her mom came back into the picture in 2021. In March of 2022, they say Samantha told them she gave Sophia away. The little girl was reported missing on March 8th. Police tracked down the mom and arrested her at a Newark hotel. She pointed them to her boyfriend, Deontay Jackson, in Merced, and it's at that home where Sophia was found dead in a bathroom on March 11th. Jackson was gone, but finally found in Newark over the weekend and arrested. Sunday, investigators revealed that she was malnourished and had been dead for more than a month before her body was found.
In my 20 years of law enforcement, this case is the most disturbing and horrific I've seen.
We also learned how Jackson evaded authorities for 6 months. Detectives say 3 women helped hide and transport him between Merced and the Bay Area. All 3 face charges for accessory to murder after the fact.
Sophia doesn't deserve, what she went through, and she deserves justice. And
now the victim's family is taking legal action against Alameda County.
That everybody involved is held accountable so that this doesn't happen to another child. And so that they learn that, Sophia was telling the truth. I was telling the truth.
They say months before her death, the formal concerns of abuse raised to county caseworkers by Sophia's family, teachers, hospital staff, and even the 8-year-old herself were largely ignored.
They discounted what she was saying to them, and they left her with her abusive mother and mom's boyfriend. And obviously Sophia ended up dead, and that never should have happened.
Well, Ian joins us now. Ian, this is just such a devastating story, and a lot of people are asking, how could something like this happen?
Yeah, and those are the answers that the family is trying to get to, and that's why they're filing this legal claim. We reached out to the county over the past few days as well as today. I haven't heard anything back. We've also reached out to CPS over the past few months. I sent another email today. Still no response. So the county basically has 45 days to challenge or settle this legal claim before it becomes a formal lawsuit. Audrey?
All right, Ian, thank you for that update. Appreciate it. We'll be right back. Let's go ahead and talk about coffee now, because I love my coffee. This is a story we've been talking about all day in the newsroom. A robot barista at Stone Ridge. Okay, not unusual in itself, right? But it's the question the robot asks you after it makes your coffee. How much tip do you want to give me? What? Robot wants a tip? We had to send our Scott Budman over to check it all out. All right, Scott, so a lot of people talking about this one. What the heck is going on? So you were able to see one of these robots asking for a tip?
Yeah, it's been about 4 or 5 years now, Audrey, that we've seen robots making us coffee, making us pizza, even making us alcoholic drinks at Mars, malls, airports, and this is another one. And the thing is, now that we're in the modern era, yes, a robot is going to make us coffee.
Okay.
We're going to pay with it on our phone. Yes. And a lot of these payment systems, whether PayPal or Square, it's all automated. You've seen the screen. You hold up your phone, and the next question is, hey, do you want to leave a tip? And some people are asking, that doesn't make any sense. It was literally a robotic arm that gave me the drink. What do I tip this? This guy isn't putting kids through college. She's not working her way through grad school. What does a robot need a tip for? And that's sort of what people are discussing.
And who's getting this tip? Like, who's actually getting this tip? Okay, so Scott, I've known you for a little over a year now. You are a great person. I could say that. My question for you is, did you tip? I'm guessing you did.
I did. I do at all these things. Yeah, well, and I love these things as a tech reporter. I love seeing a robot make me coffee, but I know there are people behind it that are putting the robot together, that are cleaning, that are making the pastries. That's where the tip goes. And if you think about it, these things I always check, are they taking away jobs? Not really. It's one arm that maybe is not handing you the coffee, but they're creating careers in robotics, in STEM. And there always has to be an actual person, like there is out at Stone Ridge, watching the robot and creating the whole atmosphere, not to mention making the pastry. So I want to know that that person is getting the tip. And so, yeah, I tip.
So before we even spoke, I was thinking, no way, I'm not tipping these robots. But now that you explained it, okay, I'm going to tip the robot.
There are humans behind the machines,
Okay, got it. Do you think we're going to be seeing more of these robots around soon?
I do, because they're efficient, the coffee is delicious, and because, again, you can do this as a career. Let's step back and say we're going to go into STEM, we're going to go into robotics, and you know what? We're going to see more of these all over the place.
There you go. Scott, thanks so much. And thank you for joining us at 4:30. The Emmys are up next. We'll be back with the latest news tonight at 11.